report. It's me, Ruggs, a.k.a. the greatest, a.k.a. Primetime, a.k.a. Mr. Look Nice,
a.k.a. Babar. You know what
I mean? a.k.a. eat fucking sweet and sour sauce to sweeten up your lady.
Sweet and sour sauce.
Hold on. We have a guest here, actually. I have a question. If a guy comes over and
starts eating sweet and sour sauce to get himself
he brings
going.
you nuggets and sweet and sour sauce. Would you not appreciate
You calling him an Uber
gesture?
or no?
You can't bring people like Jackie.
What kind of
McNuggets,
date
bro.
is this?
Jackie
the guy's
goes
coming over just to like kill you up and say hi. And
Oh.
It's nuggets and chill.
He's just saying is it nuggets and chill, or is this just like a brethren come and say
No,
wah, wah?
nuggles.
No, we're chilling with the nuggets.
Nuggles and chill? What the fuck?
Nuggets and chill, yeah. That's
I
a
don't know
term.
if you heard me the first time. You take people like Jackie to Ruth's Chris, to
Oh
Morton's.
man, Tim Hortons.
No,
I said Morton's.
Oh, I said
the
Tim Hortons.
Jackie,
steakhouse.
don't listen to this
I
guy.
was like, what a range.
Stop.
If I was
no,
going to take you
listen,
somewhere,
man.
I'd take you to Red Lobster, especially now that they're having
Red
the 2
Lobster?
for 1 closing.
You hate me. But nuggets are dope, but like it depends on the type of flex we're doing right now.
So you agree with the nuggets are the flex?
It depends on. I asked for more content.
It depends on the sauce. It depends on
I'll just give it to you.
Okay,
No
so
problem,
here's
no
here's the
problem.
context. In the last episode, he said to my chat, he says, "I'm gonna give you guys a great tip, a hack of the bedroom.
Tip. It's the best tip ever.
It's the best tip." He goes. When you're getting ready to bother your wife with your nonsense, meaning like, you know, getting sexy, get that time down.
He's trying to get some booty from some nuggets.
He goes, eat sweet and sour sauce because it gets your juices flowing. And Jones stops and he goes, what a fat thing for you to say.
That's some big back shit right there.
But you see, it automatically made you think of the backas. It works.
How did you connect that? You said something about Bacchus?
Of course.
I just said big back. That's
Big
some
back.
shit.
Mind games.
Yo,
Get
Jackie
some
looks
bootay
mildly
over nuggets.
impressed, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I just
Okay.
said sweet and sour, not even the new Wendy's ghost pepper dipping sauce. Sweet and sour, that's for
not
kids.
the Wendy's.
But no,
Okay.
ain't nobody throwing it back for some nuggets.
Yeah. Thank you. Ain't nobody.
No McDonald's Gold Rush.
No.
Speaking of throwing, so I have a question. Speaking of throwing it back, and this goes back to an older topic we had. Oh my god, you're right. Anyways, this goes back to an old conversation we had. We were talking about, is it okay for men to please themselves while they're in relationships, or
Right.
is
All right,
it
pause.
not
Can we rewind?
correctly?
Wait, I think I saw
rewind?
this.
Hold on, pause. Hold on. Rewind.
Yeah.
So that was Ruggs.
No.
Then we got Mr. Remarkable here.
Yeah, we
No, we're
didn't
doing
even
Cold Start.
finish
Pause.
the-
People
No,
know
we
who
did
we
a
are.
cold
No,
start
bro,
already.
we gotta introduce Jackie at least.
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We gotta
You guys
introduce
are
nobody.
mad, bro.
We gotta introduce nobody. We good.
All
We
right.
good.
All right. Get back
Post
to it
production, put in a title card.
We good.
So shout out to Jackie over here who's about to hop in on our conversation about masturbating in relationships.
Okay, so no,
Actually,
not.
yes, this is perfect. Let me ask, because this is my talk. No, Jackie.
Yeah, talk about it. Talk about it. Talk
It's a
now.
specialty.
Talk
That's
about it.
You know me. You know me a long time. You know who I am.
Does he masturbate
You know
in
my views on
relationships?
sex. Okay. Now, my view is, and this is my new, matured point of view,
Where is this going?
is that if you are in a committed relationship with someone, you should refrain from masturbation. You should refrain from porn. You should refrain from looking at half-naked girls on Instagram and scrolling through all that shit. And you should save the energy that you put into looking at that stuff and put it into your wife or put it into your girl. What is your opinion on that?
First of all, I just want to say that I think your
Very
Christian
special.
mingle way of life is
Fuck you.
very. You know, it's the right thing to do. It's on that higher level.
Yo, put the vibrator down.
However, I feel like those are just like, you know, if you need to do a little thing by yourself, you do a little thing by yourself.
Right, because
Yeah,
sometimes we
like,
don't
I
want
feel-
to. Like, I'm
yeah.
tired. I want to suck your dick right
Yeah,
now.
I don't want to do that. I
Yeah.
don't want you to do all that you do because, like, some guys, like, they need a performance and they need all that. Sometimes you just want to get in and out, man. Like,
So what's wrong with
fuss,
communicating
no fuss.
with your significant other? Like, yo, make me bust quick so I can go to bed.
Sometimes it's just private. It's just you just want to light a candle, get to see you by yourself. You put on whatever you like on the movie.
Because we go through that too.
Thing.
Sometimes we don't always want the dick
I don't
either.
want to deal with you. I just want to, you just put a towel down. You just prop your phone up. That's what I like. That's what I'm trying to watch today. And then which toy am I using?
Yeah, so it goes. But that's what I was trying to say. It goes
bro,
both ways.
I just pick what you like. No fuss, no muss. But
wow.
Yeah, no fuss, no muss.
So you rather
I have
your
a
man go and
question,
masturbate and come and bother you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm not trying to deal with you.
If I'm not into it, yeah. If you're like, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm so horny. I'm like,
you guys are like into it like all the time, and at some point it's like, listen, man, you want it like.
But you wouldn't prefer that your man, instead of bothering you and masturbating, kind of just have some self-control and hold it and wait, even if it's for 2 days. Let him wait and have some patience, and then unleash all that madness.
Like,
I wouldn't know.
If you're not coming to me and being like, wow, I just busted in my sock earlier,
like,
you know, I want to know.
Thing. Yeah, I wouldn't know just how he would know about my moments. And then when we want to be intimate, absolutely, let's be intimate. Let's be all up on one another. But sometimes you really just want that, like, in and out.
Yeah, the one pump chump.
No must. Yeah. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. Don't anything.
So the question for my chat from that last episode is because they said that if a woman is insecure about a man watching porn in a relationship, that it's her insecurity not something that's like the man is responsible for. So I agree, but I also wonder, is there a line, because like, is there a conversation to be had? Like, if I'm, okay, say me and you, you've been married for 19 years, so I don't want your wife to kill me. Say me and you are in a relationship, right? And, shit, sorry, I got distracted. My bad. Sorry.
Porn,
Yeah. No, I forgot where I was going with that. Go.
No, but I think you said it best. Because I have been watching you guys, and I think you said it best. Like, that's like a fantasy world, and I think you said no man ever watches it and says, I'm gonna marry that girl. Yeah. No, right. It's like, that's my little side over here. Okay, right. And this is my real life.
So I remember, because we watch porn too. Does anybody know that? That women watch porn?
Of course.
We do.
Of course.
So we don't look at porn. We don't look at the guys and think like, I have never. And I used to be like a porn addict, I'll be honest. I suffered from chronic masturbation in my early 20s. I was fucked. I don't know what's wrong with me. Because I didn't try to go find it elsewhere. So I was like, let me go do it myself, But for me, I never did that. And I've never, ever, ever found myself in the moment with a man and being like thinking about some other shit that I saw. It doesn't work like that.
Yo, your dick's too small, fam.
So, but if you and I were in a relationship and I say like, I don't want you watching porn because it makes me feel like XYZ, or maybe you want those women. What's the line between saying like, that's a personal problem and also tending to your relationship, I think was the biggest question, right? How do you hold your boundary of like, it's not really like that, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, but is masturbation that important?
No, you gotta ask.
Is it that important? No. Like, you'd rather masturbate than just make your wife smile?
So hold on, let me throw some perspective in here.
But what she doesn't know won't kill her. I've been with my wife for
a hot minute, and it's like one of those things where it's like, if I have that urge, like, and let's say it's like the middle of the day, and you just have to talk to her and be like, yo, how are you actually feeling?
Right.
Like, maybe she just doesn't feel like doing it. Like, that happens sometimes.
But also, who cares? Like, when have any of you guys, you've been married for 19 years, when have you ever jacked off and went and mentioned it to your wife?
All the time. It's like
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I go, shake my hand.
Yo, he's being an idiot still.
When you live with somebody, like my wife would know when I went to a masturbate. She would know.
Yeah.
Every single time she would know. Because guess what? We live in an apartment. We live together. And she sleeps like a cat, bro. The minute a pin drops, her ears like ping, and she's awake like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to talk to her first. Like,
I can't masturbate in the shower. I need to be lying down, legs stretched out. And, you know what I mean? I can't just stand up and rub one out. I'll be standing there for like fucking 2 hours just doing that.
I just think that men and women are different. Because, like, it's just very, like, private time. Like, if you ask me, I already did it. Or, like, if you're like, hey, you want to do something? I'm good.
There are times, and it's not a personal thing.
I would never, like, I've never, and I've lived with someone and all those things. I'm not telling you.
In my relationship, I definitely have, like, the higher sex drive. And I've never, like I don't feel guilty if I need to go like flick the bean. I don't feel any sort of type of way, and I know he doesn't either, because at the end of the day, like our intimacy is our intimacy, and when we have it together, it's fucking beautiful. So like if I need to rub one out on the fucking side, or if you need to, I don't give a fuck. Don't come tell me and be like, what the fuck?
I think the reason why it's just
crazy.
Like the industry for women, you're not really seen as people who are consuming it as much. So, like, I know any guys who'd be like, yeah, my girl went to go flick the bean. I'll be like, all right, cool. Right? Like, I'm not worried
But would
about
you
that.
feel offended? Would you be like, why didn't she come ask me first?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, but the engagement would be there. So the insecurity would be my personal involvement, right? Except for the odd times where women would be like, I don't know many girls would be like, yo, your shit's not long enough. I don't hear that because my shit's good. But anyway,
you're like, can't relate.
Like, that's the
if you're in a relationship, your wife is not like your shit's not long enough.
I just want to throw it out there. Smaller dick is better. Just want to say it. Just say it. No one ever says it. Just gonna say it.
At the end of the day,
Jackie's like, wait a minute. I'll get into details sometime, but I'm telling you.
At the end of the day, when it comes to human anatomy, you guys are working with the first 2 inches in that area anyways, right? Anything else longer is like overkill, but whatever. Anyways,
2 inches? Can we say 4?
No, I'm talking about your anatomy, not ours,
okay, yeah,
right?
yeah,
like that's where most of the activity.
Bro,
wait a minute.
No, that they could feel it if you go the whole way back, right?
Yeah, that's.
Wait, you think the vagina is only 2 inches long?
Oh no, I meant that area of stimulation. That's in that area.
No, the stimulation's at the back.
Yo, some women like their walls like cave.
All right, we're going way off topic. Okay,
anyways.
So
no pain, no gain.
Jackie likes her walls caved in.
What are we doing here?
Someone says not the 5th wall.
Oh, Jackie, I love you.
What did we come out
here? If you ain't stepping different, you didn't do it right.
Okay, but the question is what is the conversation to be had? So if I were to pardon me, sorry about that. Okay. If me and him were dating and we were sitting at this podcast together and I were to say, it makes me feel some type of way when you watch XYZ, you want to still hold your ground and say, I'm still going to do it. Where's the balance between respecting your relationship and talking to your woman and validating her feelings without giving in to the demand?
I would want to encourage that conversation. Right? Like from where I am, I'd be like, okay, what component is troubling you? Is it like frequency?
Do you think I'm comparing myself to you?
Exactly.
Right.
But then that's a whole deeper conversation. Okay, so let's take it a step further now, okay?
Oh, God.
Let's say that when you said, what's the problem? And she said, you know what? I'd much rather you come to me. When you have those urges, come put it in my mouth and I'll deal with it.
Jesus Christ.
Then problem solved, right?
But that goes back to what I was saying about communication.
So same thing for the woman. She's like, I don't want to do all of that. Sometimes I just want to. So what if your man came to you and said, you know what, babe, when you feel those ways, come sit on my face, bust a nut, and go to bed. You don't got to play yourself.
But let's be honest. In a relationship, we do that anyways. So the times in a relationship where we find ourselves like doing it solo, our partners clearly aren't available. If I had a choice, my man.
Yeah, but like, see, that's you. If Jackie had a choice, even if her man was sitting right there, she'd be like, you know what? I don't feel like
sitting right there.
I don't feel like
you're here like
I don't feel like doing the whole show. I don't feel like doing a performance right now.
But I don't think.
But then you're going back to the man and being like, okay, cool. Like, if your woman came to you and be like, I'm here for a service call. Most of the time, we won't object it. Where are you gonna find a man being like, yo, I'm not in the mood?
But regardless. Thank you. That's a great point because I think that there's like an ego side of things. Like
if you're a woman with a high sex drive, let me tell you, because the thing is that men, it's easier for men to come than women. So for a lot of situations, like he'll come first, and then it's not his fucking fault, but like shit's really sensitive. Shit's like, it's like. It's
who
not
are these guys who are coming first?
Going back, huh? You're like, who are you? Who are these people?
It must be those Edmonton.
Yeah.
That's why the crime rate is so high because they have time.
These people?
No, but
I don't know these people.
Yo, shout out to Bear Paws. Shout out Bear Paws. She don't know those type of people, homie. She don't know. Shout out to Bear Paws. Holding it down.
Most of the time, like
Yes,
men
sir.
will really pull that effort to like pull back and stuff like that. But the reality of it is that our anatomy is different. It is easier. It is more sensitive for a man. It's easier for him to come first. So if it's something like that where it just happens,
I disagree.
If
you take the time to learn your woman's body, You can make her come in 10 minutes, bro.
Sometimes you can't help it.
But
Sometimes you say something to a man and he's like, oh, fuck.
That's why oral sex is important. You should always make your girl come with your tongue before you do anything with your dick.
I like the second. Oral sex is very, very important.
Yeah, we appreciate
you
that.
You should be yamming your girl out, making her bust before you even give her dick.
Ew, did you say yamming your girl out? Don't ever yamming?
Yeah, of
course.
Terminology.
Is it because yams are pink? What's the...
No, nyam, like nyam.
Oh, nyam, nyam. Nyam, nyam.
Sorry. You should be performing cunnilingus.
I was like, no.
And making your girl orgasm before you even pull out your dick.
So
okay, but what I'm saying is that there are times where it doesn't happen that way. Maybe you're looking extra good. Maybe you say something a little sweet. You know, like sometimes it doesn't happen that way. So... those would be the times that, like, as a women, we're like, you know, we're satisfied, we feel good, we're not judging you.
Hold on, what type of guys do you date?
I mean, not many.
What's your type? No. What's your type?
I don't really have a type, to be honest with you. I don't have a type.
Okay, if you do a quick scan, what's the common?
Oh shit,
Heartbeat.
I don't know. Heartbeat, definitely. I don't know. I like, shit. I don't know. I don't have a type.
I can tell you black, 5'10", 6 is great. But low fade.
I prefer Caribbean,
African.
I prefer like shorter.
I'm looking at
the you're looking at me. What I don't know. I prefer like I don't know maybe men who are like I prefer natural anything natural. So whether you're naturally I prefer like naturally bigger like not super muscular like that. I'm not really into that.
Black, white, Asian.
I don't have an ethnic person.
She likes them all.
Damn.
I've dated indigenous. My daughter, her dad's Jamaican. I've dated fucking white is white. Fucking my boyfriend now is Arab. I freaking
taste the rainbow.
Yeah, taste the rainbow. Skittles is my nickname. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I don't really have a preference. But what I'm saying is like there are times. I mean, I've even had it where like. You know, maybe I come a little too quick. I'm a little embarrassed. Like it happens. So like you're like.
What do you mean? Why would you be embarrassed about that? As a man, I'm just
know.
like yes.
Because you
I'm feeling
can't.
super good about
sensitive.
that.
Shit gets really sensitive, and you can't keep going.
Take an edible.
Okay, I got you.
Let me interlude on this. So like a lot of what you're saying, sometimes it could just be a feeling. So sometimes you might be coming home from like a night out. And your wifey just might be more frisky than you at the time, and she might beat you to the punch.
Definitely.
Or you might be on edibles.
I've always dealt with having like the higher sex drive in my relationship, and especially when it comes to men, they like after they come, they have a hard time continuing to go, which isn't their fault. Shit's sensitive. It's out there.
What
but, like,
guys though, bro?
Lots of them. Lots of them.
So I'm gonna
they
say
need like
that
an hour to reboot. I don't have an hour. I'm gonna rub that shit out in fucking 5 minutes. I don't got an hour.
Okay, so
Jones is just like yo, bang, bang, bang.
No, let me read.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I come before my woman, I have no business being upset.
That's because you're a
fiend. Why would I be upset? Right. I didn't do my job.
Most men don't. Most men are able to slow it down, but there is moments. There's times where it happens. Can we acknowledge? Oh shit! Can we acknowledge that there are times?
Well, yeah. Because
can we acknowledge that there are times where it's like, oh, you just bust a little too quick. You know, whether it's habitual, whether it's not. You know, there are moments that it happens. And what I'm saying is that there are times where like I don't think there's anything wrong with jacking off in a relationship. I don't think there's wrong. Either. But if my man, so say if my man were to come to me and say it makes me some kind of way when you watch porn, if you know it makes me feel some kind of way, then I would then I would talk to him about it. And I would say he hasn't, just for the record. But if he did, I would talk to him about it, and I would say, okay, what's the issue here? Like, do you think I'm looking at these men and wishing it was you? Do you think that I have that in my head when I'm sleeping with you? Let's talk about it. Let's communicate about it. But that doesn't mean I don't have to stop watching. I've been watching the same porn video for 6 years. Damn. You're not ripping that shit away from me.
Which one was that again?
Can't tell me. I'll send you the link, girl. It's good. It's a good one. Can't tell me I'm not loyal. Same way.
Well, you can probably pace yourself to it too, right? Like just like it's like a song, you know, when the orchestra's gonna really get in there.
But for the most part, if we're in a relationship, sometimes our partners are sick. Sometimes they had bad days. You know, like if they have a bad day, the last thing you want to do is be like, "Hey, I know your cousin just died, but can I please?" You know,
damn, you can't just wait a day or two to have a nut. You know, I would just like us to live in a world where if we're with someone, we're able to rub one out in peace. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, without thinking twice about
we should be able to just do what we want to do as long as we're not like.
But communication is key. If your partner comes to you and says, "This makes me feel uncomfortable," saying "fuck you, bitch," that's a personal problem. It's unacceptable. You should talk and cater to their feelings.
I dated a woman that watches porn.
You've never dated. Oh, they're just not admitting it
to you.
Yeah, they are not admitting it. We watch porn all the time.
I've watched porn with my wife, and I've dated multiple women who told me they don't like that I watch porn, and they'd rather take care of me themselves. I dated multiple women who told me that. My current wife
women are taught to compete with each other. That's
but my current woman never cared that I watch porn. Like, I'd ask her, "Do you?" She's like, "No, I don't give a damn." But also, at the same time, I could have gone to her. Like, hey, I could have gone to her at any time, like, "Babe," and she's like, "Yeah, babe, I got you." She's never ever said no to me on anything,
right?
At any given time, so I had no reason to watch.
You're talking about the dynamics of your relationship, so we're talking about in like general steps, right? Like you just kind of went through the roundabout and saying, "I've dated women who were bothered by
like
it,"
that,
and then
what
you're
about
like,
long term?
Different, right? So,
but when they said they were bothered by it, I was like, "So what would you like me to do?" And they're like, "Yo, I'll just come to me. I'll take care of you." I was like, "Oh, perfect."
Well, fucking fair enough. Yeah, no, like fair enough, right? But I think if it was a situation where it was like, "Hey, can I get some?" and you're like,
but I
"No,"
feel like you as a man,
but don't
it is
masturbate.
your job
I think that's fucked up.
to physically please your woman. That's
okay,
your
so
job.
I've heard that many times, but I just want to say,
if you don't have the endurance to physically have to make her come through intercourse, then cunnilingus is a skill that can easily be trained.
Hold on, I have a question.
Can be trained.
I have to drop in and contradict exactly what you're saying. And my whole thing is like, if you're holding out as a man, like, let's be real, let's have an honest talk here. You're holding out as a man, you're waiting the 3 days or whatever, and your woman's like, "Yo, let's go at it right now." You mean to tell me that you're like, "Oh yeah, my stamina's gonna be for 10, 20 minutes"?
You guys didn't hear me.
Yes.
You guys didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You weren't listening. Your ears suck. I'll tell you why.
Okay, Joe.
Sorry, I'm gonna tell you why.
He takes masturbation seriously.
No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because like I said multiple times in the last 20 minutes, it is your job as a man to make her come with your tongue before you even pull out your dick. What are you
not about that life though?
What is she not about that life? All women are about that life.
What woman is not? Let me talk to her. Let me say a couple words.
Not every girl is about the tongue life.
Okay, so but as a perspective, because I've heard that many times, I've heard this, and I don't think it's very often that women say it.
I've never met a woman that isn't about that tongue life, bro. Show me this woman. I've never met her.
As women, because I've heard this reiterated many times with men about, like, it's our job. They feel like a lot of pressure. And that was something that before I even had those types of conversations with men, that was something that I felt like women were very isolated on because, and maybe I'm wrong, so it helps to have another woman here. I feel like as women, the reason why a lot of us have issues with like intimacy and like orgasming and coming to that place is because a lot of us feel like it's a performance, right? So the pressure that you guys feel to put on for your woman, I'm telling you, a lot of us feel the same. We feel we have to look a certain way. We're thinking about, oh, is my tummy looking a little weird when you got my legs back like that? Is it, we think and we feel that way too. So I just want to put that out there because there's a lot of pressure on men in the bedroom, but I feel like for women, it's the same for us because we know, and I mean, maybe it proves to your point. Maybe we know that if guys are watching porn, this is what we're watching. If I don't compare to that, it's a performance. And so a lot of women don't get out of their heads and into their bodies where they can like feel that release and feel that moment. I can promise you this
now. If the man is doing what he's supposed to do, listen, to me, it's simple. It's very simple, bro. You should be engaging with your woman, looking at her in her eye, pulling her hair, kissing her deep, taking that deep sigh, caressing her, massaging her, holding her down, taking the oil, rubbing her feet, getting her in the mood. It's your job to create that atmosphere as a man.
But we feel the same.
Well, then it should be simple then. No one should feel no fucking way about nothing, bro.
You're talking about performance mode versus image mode. Yeah. So even though we're both trying to achieve something,
it the same thing?
No, because we're looking for stamina and length, right? And it goes to like not how long we're going in the activity and all that shit stuff. And then some girls, exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, Roma is coming back and saying they're
what aspect are you talking about it in though? Because like I feel like you're talking about almost like one night stands. What I'm talking about is you and your woman. If you have a woman and you're not taking the time to learn your woman, hold your woman down, get to know her, these problems shouldn't last more than a couple months before. Because if you're paying attention to every curve and crevice, when you lick her neck on the left side at the top right, what does it do? When you lick her inner thigh, every curve and crevice.
She's like, oh,
does she like between her pinky toe and the last toe lick? Does she like? Is there a nerve there that strikes her fancy? You know what I mean? These are the things you need to figure out. You should be learning your woman.
Okay, period. But let me ask you, do you think that's just, do you think, because you said as a man, this is what you should do. Have you thought about or extended the as women, how we're okay, this is what we're supposed to do? Because I think hearing it as a woman, we sound so similar, and if men and women could communicate, especially in the bedroom.
Here's the beauty about it. When you pay that type of intimate attention and in-depth attention to your woman, she automatically reciprocates. She's like, oh, God damn, this nigga's going everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you got her doing things she's never done. She's like, this nigga got me feeling some kind of way. I'm like, yeah, bitch, we go do some things you never done before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And you can make it happen.
Right.
But you got to create that, bro. You can't just expect her to do everything, bro. Everyone's different. You got to get to know her. You got to get in her head. Do the Irish jig on her fucking brain. You know what I mean? You got to get to know her. Sex is mental.
Right.
It's not physical, bro.
True,
you could be an ugly fat shit with a small dick, but if you got her brain mesmerized,
facts.
That's true.
That's
and you got her brain mesmerized, it don't matter. You lick her fucking neck, she's like, oh, this nigga made me come with just his tongue. That's because, bitch, I got you up here.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
And these guys don't take the time to learn their woman, bro. If you don't know that when you lick her on her left shoulder blade at the bottom, that it makes her left toe go a little bit like this, and you ain't doing your fucking job.
I mean, the level of detail is fantastic.
Shout out to my man, because my man like that. So shout out to
bro, because your man's an alpha, and that's the problem.
Right.
And here's what I'm trying to say. Men who are alphas do that naturally because they naturally want to dominate everything around them, and the only way to dominate everything around you is to know everything around you intimately.
Right. I hear that. Yeah.
That's an alpha.
Fucking mic drop. Shit.
That's it.
All right. Well, shit. That whole conversation was about that was.
So yeah, back to what we're saying. I somewhat agree with Jones, but
Daniel Steele novel over here.
You're light skinned too. We're light skinned together.
Yeah, but I was trying to just a little more brightly. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, whatever.
As you can see,
so different level.
You know what? There are
it is considered light skin. That's crazy. See, I think that's a difference between Toronto and Calgary.
I'm more like high yellow.
Light skin. Light skin back home means you can't tell unless you look at the hair. That's what light skin means back home. Yeah.
So
I never.
Jones
that's crazy.
here
that's
in Toronto would be considered Filipino.
Facts.
What?
Yeah.
And me, unfortunately, they refer to me as yellow or extremely light skinned.
Well, in Trinidad, that's what you call it, red. That's our red, man.
Yeah, you're red. They call me straight up yellow. They don't even give me a color other than yellow. Damn.
Wait. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yo, I can't do it right now because we're on camera, but my belly is pasty, so it's rough out there.
I think that's probably what they're catching, you know.
My belly is probably lighter than your forehead, bro.
Bro, my belly's probably lighter than your belly. I tell you that now.
Holy.
I'm not comparing. No Diddy. So
we're not gonna sit here and have them whip it out in front of the camera. No worries.
But with that being
comparison
said,
right now. Go. We got 1 minute. Let's go. 1 minute, 17 seconds. Pull it
You
out.
know what? Pause. No comparisons. Let's stop this right now.
Yeah, let's stop
End that conversation.
End
that conversation.
With that being said, let me throw this out there. So, Roma's chat, what do you guys think about masturbating?
They said hashtag no Diddy in unison. Actually.
Hashtag no Diddy, baby.
And the people who sit down and watch the video, let us know what you think about this. Because honestly, like masturbating in relationships, it's a yin and a yang. It's needed, but I understand the flip side of it. If you're going overboard, it's probably you shouldn't be going overboard. Yeah. Communicate with your wife. Like,
we got 45
seconds. That's all I'm saying. Talk to your woman.
My chat is asking, to the men at the table, do you guys appreciate or prefer when women give you instructions? So if women say, this is
appreciate 1,000,000%. Oh yeah,
tell me everything. Tell me
everything. I want to know.
Tell me everything.
Everything. I want to know what pinky toe does what. I want to know everything.
I read the instructions from IKEA.
No,
I will never don't wear flip flops around Jones.
To the extremities, bro.
With that being said, our instructions to you is subscribe
and
like, comment, share, and clip your favorite parts.